So Pisgah Legal Services has relied heavily on federal funding from what's called the Victims of Crime Act. And this funding flowed from the federal government to the state government, and then the state government made grants through the Governor's Crime Commission. And we just learned in the last month that we will not be funded as we have been in the past, and we will lose $600,000 per year from that source, the Victims of Crime Act source. And that means that we will lose about 40% of our budget that we use to help victims of abuse, victims of domestic violence, victims of child abuse, people who are being human trafficked, and also people who are have suffered sexual assault. Across 2 years, we're losing more than $1.2 million.
Oftentimes, the abuser has an attorney, and the abused, the victim, doesn't have an attorney. And when one party is represented by an attorney and another party is not, they can run circles around that victim, and inevitably the victim will lose. So that's why it's very, very important for these victims to have an attorney in court. So those scales of justice can be somewhat even. It's just crucial for them to have an attorney.
So without having support from these, from Pisgah Legal and from Helpmate, I don't think we would have I would not have pursued a restraining order. I wouldn't have even known how to get myself into the next phase. And I'm college educated, and I have a lot of community resources, but it was so overwhelming to me and such a foreign concept of the way the court system was working. Every time I read through the documents, partially I'm sure because it triggered, the trauma that we had experienced. But I literally would read it and think, I don't even know where to start. The other thing that I really appreciated about Jenna was I never felt like a burden or less than, because we were here in this free pro bono kind of case. Like, I never felt like we were getting less than her very best. And that's huge. It's huge when you're trying to rebuild. You want to be able to feel strong. You want to be able to feel like all those horrible things that were said and done aren't true. So if you have anybody, right, in the process, whether that's a therapist or an attorney or doctors or judges, treat you like you're an idiot, or like what you went through didn't matter, or discounts your experience, it's just another layer to your trauma. So this was such a benefit to me personally, because I felt like somebody really got it and was willing to stand up with me and say, no, we're gonna hold the line. We're gonna hold the line until we have the right thing in place to be the best thing for everybody.